The Quack Quiz, proudly brought to you by Discam, pharmacists who care.
It is time for the Quack Quiz. If you haven't done yours, do it now. Get that Hello Doctor app and do it before we get Kimberleigh Stark doing hers. Metabolic syndrome. It's a health condition that everyone's talking about, yet very few actually know what it is. And although it was only identified less than 20 years ago, metabolic syndrome is as widespread as pimples and the common cold. So how much of a metabolic master are you? Kim, it is great to see you again. I mean, we've known each other for 25 years, former California girl, 20 international films, one of the nasties and generations, and now running actors' lives. Hello.
Hi, it's so amazing to see you.
It's been great.
Yeah, gosh.
I got to ask you, quick question. South African actors, are we in more demand in Hollywood than ever?
Yes, I would say so. I would say so. We've got fantastic talent here, and they're finally realizing it on the other side.
Wonderful. So you ready for this? Say yes.
Yes.
Say yes.
I'm ready.
Be the
I'm ready.
actress. All right.
Oh, yes. I know everything.
First question. Metabolic syndrome is becoming increasingly prevalent in South Africa. We know that. What is it? Is it a clustering of chronic conditions or a slowing down of metabolism?
I would say clustering.
And you would be right. Nice done. First blood to Kimberleigh Stark. Metabolic syndrome is not a disease in itself. Instead, it's a cluster of risk factors, as Kimberleigh said. Insulin resistance, high blood pressure, high blood sugar, unhealthy cholesterol levels, and abdominal fat. And obviously, having any of these risk factors isn't good, but when they're combined, they set the stage for some serious health problems. Second question. Metabolic syndrome goes by an alternate name, rather scary name. What is it? Syndrome M or Syndrome X?
Well, logic says syndrome M. That's just sort of logical, but.
It was a trick question. It's actually Syndrome X.
Oh.
Yeah, one of those like, ooh, weird things. But that's okay.
I should have gone out there, taken a chance.
You've just been gracious. You're kind of giving our audience a chance. People with metabolic syndrome are usually what? Overweight or obese or heavy smokers? You've stopped smoking.
Yeah, I stopped smoking years ago. I would say it would be a combination, but definitely obesity.
Obesity's right. Both are bad, as you so right, but there's a closer tie with obesity. Yep, becoming more and more common. What is visceral fat? Fourth question. Fat that you can grab or fat lurking deep undercover around your organs?
I would say it's deep undercover fat.
It is deep undercover. I'm impressed.
I'm impressed too.
Very, very nice. So subcutaneous fat is found directly under the skin, and that's the kind that you can grab. But visceral or deep fat wraps around the inner organs and spells trouble for your health. So Kimberleigh, you're right. Fifth question. Besides an increase in body weight, which of these can increase your risk for metabolic syndrome? Not eating your veggies or not spending enough time outside?
Oh my gosh.
There's that Hollywood smile. I can see it. Wow.
Well, I would say probably not spending enough time outside.
It's actually not eating your veggies. Again, they kind of
like
almost... You don't like veggies?
No, that's probably why I had the heart attack.
Well, how do you look like you do without eating veggies?
I drink a lot of water. I spend time in gym. I don't know.
Not bad. Okay. Who should be concerned about the risk factors for metabolic syndrome? People with diabetes or everyone?
I think everyone, but especially people with diabetes. I think diabetes, okay.
It's the second time you've given both answers. You can't do that, you know. Take sides.
Okay, everyone.
You're right, everyone. You can see she knows me too well. All right, seventh question. True or false? You can develop metabolic syndrome if you have normal body weight. True or false?
True.
You're so right. True, right, absolutely. In fact, it's entirely possible thanks to fat distribution. Deep fat may not always be seen, but can still cause health problems. Eighth question, what is considered a large waist circumference for a woman? Everyone's, really? There is something like that? Yes, there is. Is it more than 65 centimeters or more than 80 centimeters?
I'm hoping it's over 80. I'm just trying to think about my measurements. I would say over 80.
You're right, over 80. Now, there's a bit of discrepancy there because that cutoff is based on International Diabetes Federation recommendations, but there are obvious ethnic considerations. In fact, one study at WITS suggested that by using a cutoff of 80 centimeters, we would greatly overestimate risk, and that a cutoff of 90 centimeters would be preferable. But whichever way you look at it, if you're between 80 or 90, you might be at risk. All right, but you get a point for that. Well done,
Thank
Kimberleigh.
you. I'm going to go measure my waist.
True or false? Metabolic syndrome is an adults-only disease.
False.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, you're right. Well said. Affects kids too.
Yeah, I would imagine
How would you
so.
know, Kim, if you have metabolic syndrome? Your doctor would tell you, or symptoms like fatigue and weight gain?
Oh, definitely fatigue and weight gain. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I don't think you need your doctor. You need to listen to your body.
Yes and no, but the truth is your doctor will tell you. Because think about the tests. I mean, if you think about metabolic syndrome, the only way to find out if you have metabolic syndrome is to meet with your doctor. They'll check your blood pressure, blood sugar, and determine kind of overall risk.
Okay.
Remember, the only outward sign of metabolic syndrome could be kind of a bit of excess weight, but the rest needs to be tested.
Okay.
So Kimberleigh Stark, not bad, 70%. I am impressed. Hey?
Thank you.
Wow, looks, brains, it's just not fair. Guys, I hope you did the quack quiz. I hope you learned a lot about metabolic syndrome. If you want to know more, get the Hello Doctor app. Text our doctors right now and ask them. It won't cost you a cent. Kimberleigh Stark, always a pleasure. Thank you.
It's great to see you.
The Quack Quiz, proudly brought to you by Discam, pharmacists who care.